Okay, I'm back. This is Carala Ficklin at caralaficklin.com. C-A-R-R-A-L-A. Ficklin, F as in food, I-C-K-L-I-N.com. Or Welcome, W-Y-L-C-O-M-E, Welcome Network. Keep forgetting that network part. WelcomeNetwork.com. Or iStudyGuides.com. Or Explain, but let me spell it for you. ASKPLAIN.com. So, at the other video I was talking about las cosas que tenemos en español. So, I was talking about the things that we have available in Spanish. And one of the most difficult aspects, at least from what I've found, from what I've seen, one of the most difficult aspects of language, of learning another language, not the irregular verbs, not the fact that in Spanish that the adjective goes after the noun and not before, or that the adjective must agree with the noun. That doesn't bother me. I mean, it's a matter of learning, okay? And you get used to that. That's not a problem. And this is a problem especially if you don't live in the country where the language is spoken. If you live in the country where the language is spoken, then it's not a problem, because you hear it again and again and again, and just like your own language, it begins to make sense, not so much the words themselves, but because after hearing it again and again, it just, quote, sounds right. That's how you learn your own language. Your own language doesn't make sense to someone outside of the language. The reason is that if you don't hear it again and again and again, you can't say it doesn't sound right, because no matter how I say it, it sounds right. Because you're not used to the sound, you're not used to hearing it. But if you don't live in the country and you're trying to memorize these expressions, especially expressions with prepositions. So what we did was that we went through the dictionary, because I love reading dictionaries. That's one of my favorite books. I know that sounds like a very geeky and nerdy thing, but I like it. I can remember one year when I was teaching, I'd be waiting for my student, I would just sit there with the, I won't give you the name of the dictionary, but with the unabridged dictionary, and just go through and look at the different words, and looking at the history of the word, etymology, everything. I think the dictionary can be a very interesting book. If you know how to read a dictionary, it can tell you why a word is in the language, how it's in the language, if the word has changed. But I'm digressing. So, and what I did was, and this was an English-Spanish dictionary, and just look at all the different expressions with the preposition a. So let me just give you some expressions, or I don't know, what would you call these, little expressions, or idioms with the preposition a. So I'm looking over here. When I look over here, that means I'm looking at my computer, because some of these expressions I'm very, very familiar with. Others I'm not, especially if they're not from Mexico or from Central America, because those are the expressions I know the most, versus from Spain or from South America. So let me give you some expressions. A, everything begins with with the preposition a. A altas horas. A beneficio de. A boca de jarro. A boca de noche. Let me give you some more. Let me give you some that, let's say, a little bit more familiar. A boca llena. A bocado. Let me see. An expression. A buen entendedor. Pocas palabras. a buen paso, a callarse, a caballo, a cada cual lo suyo. I heard that a lot in Mexico, I can remember. A cada paso, a cada rato. Let's see. A cárcel. I hope no one ever says that to me or to you. Let's see. A casa. Yes. A chorros. A ciegas. Let's see. A cómo se vende. A conciencia. A continuación. A lot of these are very common. I remember, hearing this all the time. A costo de. A crédito. A cualquier hora. A derecha. A deshora. A despacho. A despecho de. A diario. A diferencia de. A disgusto. Let me see. A este paso. A falta de. A fin de. A flor de labio. A fondo. A fuerza de. A gatas. A gritos. Ahora fija. Now, I just gave you a lot of expressions, but if you notice that all the expressions began with the preposition a. Now, sometimes when the preposition a is in the expression, it doesn't always introduce the expression. Sometimes the a is included within the expression. So when we come back, we're going to look at expressions with a, but with a included, not introducing the expression, but included within the expression. Once again, Coralla Ficklin at CorallaFicklin.com, WelcomeNetwork.com, iStudyGuides.com, or explain, ASKPLAIN.com. Thank you.